Was this the most intense astral meditation I've ever done? I met one of the rulers of the universe, the Mantis Queen. This was intense power. So this is the astral interdimensional meditation report for Sunday, September 28th, 2025. So if you did this meditation, which we have been doing every Wednesday and Saturday continuously for years now, if you did this meditation this last Saturday, which was yesterday, please put in the comments section what you experienced, what you saw, what you felt. It's very important, not only to me personally, but to everybody else, that you share your experience if in fact you had one. It's important because the people who have experiences need to know that they're not going bonkers. And plus, they need to understand that they're not imagining it. These are very real experiences. So, I'm going to tell you what happened for me in this incredibly intense meditation. So, you already know the end of the story. We ended up meeting the Mantis Queen, incredibly powerful being. So, why is this important to me? Why maybe you didn't have as an intense experience as I did? Well, I can tell you why my experience was so intense. So as it turns out, right now, Mars, the planet Mars, in Vedic astrology, not Western. Vedic astrology is the accurate calculation of the sky. Western astrology is off by 24 degrees. I'm sorry if that bothers you. We're just talking about objective facts here. So in Vedic astrology, Mars has moved into the sign of Libra. Now, some people say this is a big, intense deal and all of that. Well, it just so happens that Mars is now transiting directly over my natal Mars. Because in my birth chart, Mars is at 10 degrees in Aries, 10 degrees of Libra. And that is where Mars has stationed itself, 10 degrees of Libra. So it makes perfect sense that I have this very powerful meditative experience with the beings who we have discovered throughout our astral travels. We've come to realize that these Mantis beings have an incredibly strong connection to the planet Mars. And they are the warriors, they are the protectors, and their color is red. You know that you're going to experience a Mantis being if you see, especially if you see in the sky, a bright ruby red orb. That's one of their ships. That's a Mantis being right there. So these beings are known for their incredible power. And they're very loving beings, so don't get me wrong, they're not evil or anything like that. They're all about, of course, because they're in higher dimensions, they are all about justice and protection and freedom and healing, transformation, purification, protection and vindication of the innocent, destroying abusers. These are the guardian angels of our universe. So another thing that makes this significant for me personally is because this is also what's called in Vedic astrology my Arudha Lagna. So the Arudha Lagna is how the world sees you. And so if you want to be successful in life, it's important that you know what your Arudha is. Arudha is loosely translated as projection. So bear in mind, your Arudha isn't who you are. It is how you are perceived. Sometimes your Arudha is opposite to your experience of yourself. And this causes people huge amounts of problems. You know, on dating sites, people often say, I just want somebody to see me for who I am. And my response is, I'm very sorry, that's not going to happen. People see you for how you are projected into this reality. This is based on your destiny. This is based on karma. And so, as I said, you don't even realize that you project these things. When you walk into the room, you see yourself this way, but imagine that there's this projection that comes over you. And if it's completely different from who you are, people are going to see you that way. So, for instance, mine is Mars conjunct, is it Neptune? Mars conjunct Neptune in Libra. Also my third house. So the third house is the fist. So you can tell if somebody has, if they got a knockout punch, one of the ways is Mars will be in their third house. But it's in the sign of Libra, which is the sign of equality, and it's conjunct with Neptune, which has to do with, I don't even know all kinds of crazy stuff. So my Aruda is this spiritual warrior, the shamanic warrior of balance, and third house is also your speech. I talk a lot. Mars in my third house means that I speak direct truth. I cut right to the core and I tell you the hardcore truth. And as you know, it's very challenging for a lot of people to come on some of the live streams because I just go right at you. If I can tell within the first few words of your sentence, I can tell exactly where you are. And if you are lying to yourself, playing games to yourself, if you are unconscious, I come at you. I come at you hard. It's not because I want to make you feel bad. It means that I want to free you. I want to heal you. So this is what is happening right now in the sky. I don't think we have Neptune in Libra. Let's see exactly what do we have in the sign of Libra right now. In the sign of Libra, we just have Mars at 10 degrees. So there's no mystery to me why, when I went into interdimensional meditation, I went to this red orb portal and met directly with the queen of the Mantis beings. So what happened to me, I put in the comments what she said to you, what happened with you. What she did with me was, when I spoke with her, she started talking about my role and my power in this universe. And, of course, I always say yes when they talk about we're going to give you this power, we're going to give you this title. And so she just was filling me with huge amounts of power. And then there was this experience where there was this crown which had all these red rubies on it. And that was put on my head. And then she merged with me. And she said, I am your queen, you are my king. And so there was this merging of both of our energies where we became one being. And it was incredibly powerful. So the feeling that I got was that there was going to be a lot of authority that was going to be given to me, these teachings on this world. I'm telling you this, I don't get attached to any of it. I can't tell you if that's literal or if that's just an internal experience, then I'm just going to have more confidence. I say yes to everything. For all I know, that could be a very external experience. It could also just be an internal one. I don't care. But I'm just sharing with you the experience that I had. But as it turns out, this means that Mars is shining a light on my projection to the world. So my projection to the world is this this shaman warrior. This is sort of my costume right here. I'm wearing the beads and all of that, and I'm wearing my sleeveless shirt and showing off. And that's my Aruda. People like it when I do that. So if you don't know what your Aruda is, and especially if you feel that people misunderstand you, if people have difficult time with you when you're out in public, when you're in groups, you don't think that they're seeing your true intentions, there's a very good possibility that you are in conflict with your Aruda. So just to give you an example, my actual ascendant is I have Moon in my first house, and my Moon is is a dark moon. So that means that, you know, that makes my mind very shy. I was a very shy kid, believe it or not. When I was 5 years old, my first day in kindergarten, I didn't speak a word to anybody. I was so shy. That's my Moon. So early on in life, early on in adulthood, I didn't want to frighten people. So I would, you know, I'd hold my head down like this, and I would. But as you can see, as I do that, I look like a serial killer, like I'm about to destroy you. That's because I can't hide from my warrior Aruda. So if I embrace it, if I puff my chest out and I talk about whatever, you know, being the proud spiritual warrior protector, people like it. If I go withdrawn and I try and look meek, the opposite happens, because the negative side of that projection comes out. So it's very likely you might be projecting your negative projection, trying to be accepted, trying to be liked, instead of embracing who it is you're truly seeing. This happens a lot with people who have Rahu in their Aruda. So Rahu is the trickster, is the spy, the, you know, all the negative stuff, the shyster, the, you know, troublemaker. So if you are that and you try and look like a nice guy, you're going to come off as a complete con artist. If you come across, you dress like you better watch out for me. And if somebody says, I don't know about you, you go, that's right, you can never trust me. If you do that and you have Rahu as your Aruda, people go, I like you. And they'll say, hey, do you want to head up my sales team? They'll like it. But, you know, normally if you go around acting like you're a con artist or a trickster, people aren't going to like that. They won't trust you. So it's good for you to find out if you're in conflict with your Aruda or not, because that will have everything to do with how you're being seen. So as it turns out, there's this huge red spotlight on my Aruda. Let's see if it turns into anything. I'm hoping it helps the channel out. Anyway, I could go on and on, but that was just a super intense meditation for me. You know, seeing that, just being in that red power. I'm feeling it now as I talk, and seeing that Mantis queen, you know, in all of her red glory, and then having her give me that crown, and then merging with her. You know, we became this king queen together of the whole Mantis kingdom. It was an incredibly powerful experience for me. So tell me in the comments section what you experienced. So if you want to be able to handle this energy that's coming at us, I just uploaded a video earlier today about how people are having real difficulty shifting up. The shift is here. It's here. The two worlds are here. And I don't know how that's going to look or exactly how that's going to manifest itself. I just know that it's here. And so I'm talking with people, and a lot of people are having these intense heart palpitations, anxiety. It's because the higher dimensional energy in your heart and in your soul is being expanded. Now, if that energy is not moving through your meridians, and this has to be, in my experience, it has to be manually done. There are exercises you have to do to turn that higher dimensional energy in the heart outward so that it goes through the whole meridian system. It's more than just chi, it's the higher dimensional lightning energy of the heart. So I've talked about that a lot. Anyways, you know what to do and where to go. If you're brand new, I encourage you to go to thunderwizard.com, click on shop. You'll see at the bottom there, Mao Shan Summoning the Immortals, Moving Qigong. This is a good way to get the energy open and moving, and for you to test whether or not I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you this is the most powerful energy system the world has ever seen. The only way you're going to know that is if you feel the energy. So try it out, get Summoning the Immortals. Also Celestial Qigong over there, you can see on the right. These are both in the shop. Those are excellent ways to get connected directly to the energy. And then if you want to do an entire whole body, Kundalini, Chi, and higher dimensional lightning energy, then you can go to thunderwizard.com and click on memberships, and you'll see this if you scroll around. And the one on the left there, Warrior 90-Day Lightning Qigong. Try that. There's 3 phases of it. There's so many practices in there. I had somebody quit because they said there was too many practices. Imagine that. Usually people say it's not enough. This person said there's too many. I said, you don't have to do all of them. You can do whichever ones you feel attracted to. You want my advice? I can give you advice on which ones to work with. But those are the way that you can start. The more advanced stuff up here, maoshan.thunderwizard.com. Go check that out. The Xuan Wu form. This is something everybody, I believe, should be doing. It's helpful if you've already started and gone through the beginning processes, but you can jump straight into that one if you're willing to stumble through some stuff you've never seen before, because this energy is something everybody needs. And people have asked, so I put it at thunderwizard.com in the shop. But I recommend getting it here at maoshan.thunderwizard.com. All right, that's it, my friends. I love you all. Please be very good to yourselves and enjoy the power.